Alright guys, so we're back on the 99 Blazer here. Finally got it back together, up and running. Seems to be running out real good, driving real good. Got the front end redone. Not the best looking Blazer anymore, but you know, for 387,000 miles on it, we got her back on the road once again. This is like the this would have been the second total out on this vehicle. The first total out we had, guys, it didn't do a whole lot of damage to it. Actually, if you look down here, guys, it put a dent here in this bumper right here, and the original hood that was on here, it put a dent right in this area a little bit, and then it cracked the windshield. And so the insurance company, they totaled it out, and we bought the vehicle back for $600. And this has probably been, I'm going to say at least probably 8 years ago, maybe 10 years ago, on that first total out. If you check my other video out on this, guys, you'll see what happened to it on the second total out. Was the when it got hit in the front there by a deer. Now that time it did a whole lot more damage to it than the first total out. Like I said, that first total out just put the dent there in the bumper and the hood and the windshield. We put a new windshield in it, and that's basically all we done on that first total out about 8 years ago. But this second time it got totaled out, if you watch some of my other videos, guys, it took that whole front out. And that's the reason for the different color hood and the different color grill insert here, guys. And it did dent this fender pretty good, and I kind of tried to straighten it the best I could. And the same on this corner here, it got bent up a little bit, but not too bad. The hood kind of lined up pretty decent on it. Had to do some adjusting on it, guys. And this hood, I got it for like 50 bucks, and then the front here, guys. Let me set you down here for a second. We'll get that hood. Hood propped up here, guys. And I'll show you. We had to replace this here. You can check some of my other videos out. I think I might have another video on what I did here on this radiator core support across the front here. And ended up buying this off of a guy that was parting out an S10, not a Blazer, but it was an S10 pickup. I can't remember the name of them S10 pickups, but the ones that are a little bit fancier, they're just a two-wheel drive. I can't remember the name of those, but anyways, I got that and the headlights and the let's see, I think the turn lights, and then I got the this here piece, and I can't remember what all I got from him, but I got quite a few parts from him. All this plastic here, both the top and bottom down there. And then also, guys, I had to replace the fan here and the fan clutch. I had to replace all that. I put all new on there because the old one got bent real bad. And then once I got this thing back up and running, I noticed my the water pump down there, guys, it started leaking on me. So probably when it hit down there, it probably bent that shaft on that water pump because I was starting to get some antifreeze coming out the little seep hole down there on the bottom. So I ended up replacing the water pump on it. And like I said, we replaced the radiator and the AC condenser coil. That all come with this here when I got it off that other guy, when I bought all these front end parts here. Other than the hood I got off of another person, pretty local here for like 50 bucks. It was on another S10 pickup. And other than that, guys, I got it back up and running. We drove it now. I put a couple 100 miles on it. It's driving, like I said, when it didn't do any frame damage, so I wasn't too concerned. You know, if I had some major frame damage or something like that, I would have never worried about putting this thing back together. But I figure, like I said, it's still got a good motor and transmission in it, and we just had the transfer case. We just had a rebuilt transfer case put in this not too long ago, and new tires and new upper A-arms were put on. I put those on, and then I had the front end lined up here on it just right before she hit that deer with it. So I figured I'd get it back up and running, and so far, like I said, it's running pretty good. Not having any other issues. I did have a vibration in it, guys, that I didn't realize. I had replaced these rear, you can check one of my other videos out on that, but I replaced those rear bearings there in the axle shaft, on the axle shaft, and like I said in that other video, them wasn't, there wasn't a lot of wear on them, but there was a little bit of play in them. And you get a little bit of play in those, you can get a vibration there, guys. So something you want to think about if you're getting some vibration, can't figure out where it's coming from. That's one thing you can check. So, but other than that, guys, thought I'd throw this video out there, let you know that we did get this thing back up and on the road. And it's still, it could use a paint job, definitely use a paint job. You see the clear coat come off here, and it's got a rust hole down there. And this back in here was rusted pretty good. And I put a sheet, a few years ago, I put sheet or metal in there and kind of did it. Not a real good job, but good enough to where it looks a little bit better than what it did. And the interior's pretty decent shape on it. Yeah, we're starting to get a little bit of wear on down here on this seat, which is expected, you know, for the miles here, guys. Check the miles out here. There's your miles on it. 387,643 miles on it. And so, yeah, it's not too bad a shape here. Interior is actually pretty clean on it yet. So, yeah, and these back seats, they never hardly was ever used. Really never had anybody ride along with us too many times. A few times, but not too often on that. But and then the back here, the back's in nice shape yet, guys. Interior, it's in good shape back in here. It's still fairly clean. Not too bad. You know, for the miles that this vehicle has got on it. But so there it is, guys. We're back on the road with the 99 Blazer at, like I said, on its second total out. And I figured I'd just go ahead and fix her back up. We're going to see how many miles we can actually get out of this vehicle without having to do any transmission rebuilds or have to do anything to the internal part of the motor. You know, after so many years, guys, I did have to replace a few things on it, like this here alternator, and I put a new, I did put a new fuel injection spider in this one, and we got the new water pump here, and of course these here pulleys, or these idler pulley and that pulley down there, I've changed it before, and the belt. See what else, thermostat, and I always, if you check some of my other videos out, guys, I show you how to how I flush the cooling system out on these S10s. Do that about every 50 to 75,000 miles. And oh, and I did have to replace this box here, guys. It was busted here in the corner when it hit the deer, and I just went to my local junkyard and picked this piece up for about 30 bucks. So I'm thinking if I added this all up, I think I had, that's including putting the new bearings in back there and the new water pump and the new fan and all that. I think I have I got a little less than 500 bucks in getting it back up and on the road. So so I didn't think that was too bad. And like I said, the thing really runs good still, and got no check engine light on it, and it's still driving straight down the road. So so not too bad, guys. I thought I'd throw that video out there, let you all know that I did get it back up and on the road there. One more time there. This thing been, like I said, been totaled out twice now. So that the first time it wasn't too bad. We just basically had to replace that windshield, but and once I replaced the windshield, we was good to go again. Like I said, we had a dent in the bumper there and a dent in the hood, and I have no idea why the insurance company totaled it out for that, but they did. And probably because the age of this vehicle, and it probably had maybe a little over 200,000 miles on it on that first total out. So insurance companies, they kind of frown on the age and the mileage on a vehicle. If you just do a little damage to them, they just basically total them out anymore. So it was kind of nice to buy this thing back for $600 and then drive it for another, I think, around another 8 years before we had that major total out here on the front end once she hit the deer with it. But other than that, guys, she good to go again. Still not too bad a shape yet. Still drives good and everything else. So I thought I'd throw that video out there, let everybody know that we did get her back up and running there. There's a couple other videos out there on this vehicle. If you want to check some of them other videos out, you can check out what the damage was done to the front end on this thing. And the biggest problem I had, guys, was putting this here radiator core support in and getting it in between these two fenders here. It was a little rough getting that down in there, because I had to loosen some bolts up on both sides of them fenders, and then I had to have my wife kind of pull on this one side there to get this core support down in there. So that was kind of the biggest, probably the hardest part, was putting this core support back in there, getting them in between the two fenders there without pulling the fenders off. Like I said, it can be done, but you definitely have to loosen some of the bolts up in here, down underneath in your in this area, and then there was some bolts down, a couple bolts down in there somewhere that I had to loosen up so we could just get enough to pry these fenders apart far enough so we could get this core support to fit down in there in between the two fenders. But once we got that in there, everything else was fairly easy going. And oh, and also, guys, I put another external transmission cooler in there. I run them external transmission coolers on all my vehicles there, guys, because it does save your transmission quite a bit on those external transmission coolers, especially if you can get them out front here where they can get some nice airflow going into your external transmission cooler. Because them transmissions, they do get a lot of heat in the summertime, and if you're doing any towing or any in-town driving or up and down mountainous areas or hill area or whatever, puts a pretty good strain on them transmission. Usually what happens, guys, is it overheats the fluid in your transmission, and then you start burning stuff up in the transmission. So if you can keep that transmission fluid, you know, fairly cool, guys, them transmissions will last. An automatic transmission will last you quite a long time. Because, I mean, this is a proven point right here on this vehicle right here. And I tell you, I didn't add one of those external transmission coolers until I'd have to look it up. I keep everything that I do to my vehicles, I got it stored on my computer. But I'm thinking maybe it was over 100,000 some miles before I even installed one of those transmission coolers. But I have always run full synthetic fluids on the transmission too. So that may make a difference too on that, as far as the transmission getting that many miles out of it without having to have one that rebuilt yet, or pulled out and rebuilt. So that's one good thing on them. I think on the full synthetic, it makes them transmissions last quite a long. And your motor, your engine oil too, guys, if you keep that change real good and run full synthetic oil in it. Now I do have some few places that it does leak under there from the I don't know if it's because I run that synthetic or not, but I know them oil line hoses, guys, I've never changed them, and that's one of the first things that go bad on these Blazers is them oil cooler lines. They start leaking on you, and I just never messed with it. I wasn't too concerned as long as it's not leaking, you know, really dumping the oil out. I'm not too concerned about it if it just drips every now and then. So I just left them. I've just left them cooler lines alone. I haven't changed them out. But I mean, that's something you could change out if you do have a leak and you don't want leaks. But with a vehicle with this many miles, I'm not too concerned about that. So there you have it, guys. Anyways, I thought I'd throw that out there for you, let y'all know that we got the old 99 Blazer back out on the road there, guys. So we'll catch you on the next video there, guys.